Hello everyone, I am Sarita Rawat, Assistant Professor, School of Pharmacy, Suresh Gyan Vihar University, Jaipur, Rajasthan. Today is our next lecture of Pharmaceutical Microbiology. Today's our topic is sterility testing of product. Before starting lecture, learning outcome of today's lecture is to study about sterility testing of product, to study about the importance of sterility testing of product, and to study about various type of sterility testing of product according to the BP, USP and IP. Now, learning outcome of today's lecture is you are able to know about the sterility testing of the product, importance of sterility testing of the product, and various methods that are used for the sterility testing of product according to the BP, USP, and IP. So, we have already covered sterilization part in our previous lectures, so you can check out that. Now we will just go through a small introductory part about the sterilization, then we will start the sterility testing of the product. Sterilization, so what is sterilization? It is a process of removing microorganisms. Sterility testing, what is sterility testing? So sterility testing is for detecting either the variable form of microorganisms that are present or not in or an pharmacopoeia preparations. Now, the product which are necessary to be sterilized included injections, implants, syringe, bandage, dressings, needles, surgical instrument, ophthalmic product, and etc. So, the test must be carried out in an aseptic area to avoid accidental contamination. So, where we applying our sterility testing, so we have to make sure that the area is free from the microorganisms and the area should be aseptic. Now, coming to the principle of sterilization, so if microorganisms are placed in a medium which provide nutritive materials and water and kept at a favorable temperature, the organism will grow and their growth can be indicated by turbidity in the originally clear medium. So that's how we can see that that our microorganisms are growing. The sterility test provides optimum conditions for the growth and multiplications of every organism, vegetative spores, healthy or injured, so that might be contaminated. Now, sterility is the microbiological sense, means freedom from the living organism, and therefore, it is possible to claim that a batch of product is sterilized unless the entire content of each and every container in the batch has been tested. So, whenever we go for any manufacturing of any product, so we have to follow the sterility testing to check out either the batch is free from microorganisms or not. So, these conditions are not possible because the article or preparation under test is either destroyed, example, an injectable solution, or made unstable a syringe. So therefore only a part of the batch can be sampled. So whenever we make a proper batch for any manufacturing or any like supply, so we it is not possible to check out every part of the batch. So we just take a sample solution, then we assume that all the batches are okay if the sample is okay. Now, objective of sterility is for validation of sterilization process, to check presence of microorganism in preparation which are sterilized, and to prevent the issue of contaminated product in the market. Now, coming to the cellular culture media, we have media, that is, media must initiate and maintain the various growth of small number of aerobic and anaerobic bacteria, including spores. It must have sufficient moisture, adequate pH, and adequate nutrients, suitable redox potential. So now we have different classes of media. So for example, we have four kinds of media. So the first one is for detection of aerobics bacteria. So peptone broth, glucose peptone broth, and for detection of anaerobes, we have cooked meat media, semi-fluid meat media, and liver broth. Now the third for this detection of aerobic and anaerobics. So for this we have fluid thioglycate media, thioglycate broth media, corn-step leaker sodium thioglycate media, and semi-fluid hydrosulfate media. Now, next is for the detection of aerobic and lower fungi. So, for this, we have soybean casein digest media. Then, the another media we have is sorbate fluid media. So these are all about the culture media and the sterilization. Now moving towards the sterility test. So what is sterility test and how we perform it, and what are the various ways of performing sterility test according to AMBP, USP and IP. So coming to the sterility is a process of removing all the variable form of microorganism. So sterility test is a test that critically assess whether a sterilized pharmaceutical product is free from contaminating microorganisms or not. And the second when we see the second way of sterility test, so according to IP, the sterility tests are intended for the testing the absence of variable form of microorganism in on the pharmacopoeial preparation. So like according to Indian pharmacopoeia, sterility test is that we have to test the absence of any any microorganism from any kind of pharmacopoeial preparations. So as you can see in this picture, this is the vials and this is the microorganism. Now, product which are necessary to be sterilized. So those product which are very necessary to sterilize because they came into the direct contact to the patient, and if the microorganism will be present, so it will damage the patient conditions, and also it will increase the infection chances. So injections that are must to need sterilized, implants, syringes, ophthalmic preparation, ointment and creams, bandages, surgical dressings and devices, and needles. So these are the these are the product which are like came into the directly contact to the patient, and if they are not sterilized, so they can they can change the quality of the patient. If any microorganism is in these kind of products, so they go to the patient directly, they came into the contact to the patient directly, and they can make worsen the patient condition and also delayed the treatment. Now, the principle of sterility testing is these tests are based upon the principle that if microorganisms present in the sample are placed in a medium which provided nutrients, material and water and kept at a favorable temperature, the organism will grow, and their presence can be indicated by a turbidity in the originally clear medium. and the interpretation of the result is based on the assumption that the content of every container in the batch has had they been tested would also have given the same result. So since every container cannot be tested, a sufficient number of containers should be examined to give a suitable degree of confidence in the result of the test. So basically the principle behind the sterility testing is that we just take some samples from the whole batch or container, then we assume that the taken sample is represented by all the container, then we provide all the nutrient media to the sample. So we assume that if the turbidity, if the medium got turbid, so that's mean should be any microorganism. But if it is not turbid, it is clear, so that's mean there should be no microorganism present in the sample. So that's how we examine the sterility testing. Now, according to the IP, Indian Pharmacopoeia, number of container in the batch and minimum number of container recommended to be tested. So this is according to the IP for testing of any pharmaceutical articles. So these are according to the Indian Pharmacopoeia. So first we check the parental preparation. So if the parental preparation is not more than 100 containers, so 10% of 4 container, whichever is greater, can be taken for sterility testing. And if the more than 10 but NMT 500 containers, so 10 containers should be taken. Then if the container have more than 500 container, so taken 2 or 20 container, which is less. Now, for larger volume of parentals, we have to take 2% of 2% or 10 containers, whichever is less unless otherwise justified and authorized. Now, coming to the next point, ophthalmic and non-parental preparation. So, those who are non-parental and are ophthalmic preparation. So, how we test their sterility? So, they are not more than 200 containers if present there. So, we have to take 5% or 2 container, whichever is greater. Then if the container is more than 200 container, so we have to take 10 container from the 200 containers. Now, number of containers in the batch and minimum number of containers recommended to be tested for surgical dressing and devices. So, devices for use, so we have to take 2% of 5 packages, whichever is greater, up to maximum of 20 packages. And if the container contain not more than 100 packages, so we have to take 10% of 4 packages, whichever is greater. Now, more than 100 but not more than 500 packages, so we have to take 10 packages for sterility testing. Then the another, if there is more than 500 packages, so we have to take 20% or 20 packages, whichever is less. Now, next for the bulk solid of sterility testing. So if there is up to 4 containers, so we have to take each container. Then more than 4 container but not more than 50 containers, so we have to take 50%, 20% or 4 containers, whichever is greater. Then if there is more than 50 containers, so we have to take 2% or 10 container, whichever is greater. Now, according to the IP, quantity in each container of injectable preparation is as follows. So, This is for liquid solution. It is for less than 1 ml. So maximum quantity to be used for each container medium is as prescribed. So total container of a container, then like 1 ml or more but less than 40 ml, so we have to take half the count of a container. And if there is 40 ml or more but less than 100 ml, so we have to take 20 ml. Then if there is 100 ml or more, so we have to take 10% of the container of a container but not less than 20 ml. Then the same for antibiotic liquid, so it is taken 1 ml. Then other preparations soluble in the water or in isopropyl, so it is taken the whole container of each container to provide not less than 200 ml. And if we see for solids, so less than 50 mg we have to take total container of a container. Then if there is 300 mg or more, we have to take 10 mg. So this is all about the like according to the IP quantity in each container. So for if we see for surgical dressings, cotton gauze in packages, so we have to take 100 mg per packages. Now coming to the according to BP, British Pharmacopoeia, so maximum number of item to be tested is as prescribed. So as you can see, number of item in batch and maximum number of item to be tested for each minimum medium unless otherwise justified and authorized. So for parental preparation we have to take not more, if there is not more than 100 containers, so we have to take 10% or 4 containers, whichever is the greater. Then if there is more than 100 but not more than 500 containers, so we have to take 10 containers. Then if there is more than 500 containers, so we have to take 2% of or 20 container, whichever is less. Then for ophthalmic and non-injectable preparation according to BP, so it is taken not if there is not more than 200 containers, so we have to take 5% of 2 container, which is the greater. Then if there is more than 200 container, so we have to take 10 container for sterility testing. So if the product is like presented in the form of single dose container, apply the same shown above for the preparation for parental use. And if there is cut and other surgical sutures for veterinary use, so we have to take 2%, 5 packages, whichever is greater, but up to a maximum total of 20 packages. Now, for bulk solid preparations, we have to take 4 to, if there is up to 4 containers, so we have to test each container. But if there is more than 4 container, but not more than 550 container, so we have to take 20% or 4 container, which is greater, whichever is greater. And if there is 50 containers, so we have to take 2% or 10 container, whichever is greater. Now, pharmacy bulk packages of antibiotics. So that is if there is greater than 5 gram, so we have to take 6 container for sterility testing. So this is according to BP. Now, maximum quantity to be used for each medium according to BP for liquid is if there is less than 1 ml, so we have to take the whole contents of each container. Now, if there is 1 to 40 ml, so we have to take half the containers or contents of each container to be less and then 1 ml. Now, if there is greater than 100 ml, so we have to take 10% of the container of the content of the container, but not less than 20 ml. Then for antibiotic liquid, we have to take 1 ml. So other preparations soluble in water or isopropyl, so we have to take the whole container of each container to provide not less than 200 mg. Now, for insoluble preparations, creams and ointment to be suspended or emulsified. So, the whole container of each container to be provided not less than 200 mg. So, we have to test it. Then for solids, if there is less than 50 mg, so we have to test the whole contents of each container. If there is 50 mg or more than or more less but less than 300 mg, so we have to test half the container contents of each container but not less than 50 mg. Then for 300 mg to 5 mg, we have to test 150 mg. For greater than 5 mg, we have to test 500 mg. Then for surgical sutures, for veterinary use, we have to select the three section of a stand, each 330 centimeter long. So this is for according to the BP for solids, liquid, and veterinary use. Now, according to the USP, United States Pharmacopoeia. So this is same as IP, like Indian Pharmacopoeia. We have already studied this for the parentals, for the large volume parentals, antibiotic, bulk, and then for the devices and for the bulk and solid products. Now, all the things are same for like USP and in BIP, but except for in solids, if we're taking 300 mg to 500 grams, so greater than 5 gram, so we have to take 150 mg and 500 mg for sterility testing. So this is the difference between USP and IP sterility testing. Now, culture media according to the IP, USP and BP. So, for this, ingredient what we use for like for fluid thioglycolate medium, so we have to use ingredient L-lysate, quantity 0.5 gram, and its function is antioxidant. Then NaCl 2.5 gram, it is used as a isotonicity. Then dextrose 5.5 gram, it reducing agent, reducing agent, and carbon source in the media. Then granular agar 0.75 gram, it is used for viscosity enhancer. Then yeast extract, it is used in 5 gram, so it is used as growth promoter. Then pancreatic digest of casein, so it is used in the 15.0 gram, and it is used for nitrogen source. Then sodium thioglycate, it is in 0.5 gram, and it is used as reducting agent. Now we also have used thioglycate acid in 0.3 ml. Then we also use distilled water in 1000 ml. So primarily intended for the culture of aerobic and anaerobic bacteria. So this is according to the IP, USP and BP. Now the next media we have alternative thioglycate media. So it contains no agar, but all the other contents are same. Then we have soybean sessions digest medium. So ingredient for soybean caseins digest media is pancreatin digest of casein. So quantity we use 17 gram. Function is C and essential amino acid. Then pancreatic digest of soybean meal. So we use 3 gram. CN essential amino acid functions. Sodium chloride we use 5 gram. It is used for isotonicity. Then we use diabic potassium phosphate. We use it in 2.5 gram. So it is used to reduce as a reducing agent. C sources. Now distilled water we use 100 ml. Now soluble for culture of both fungi and aerobic bacteria. Now media solubility testing, how we measure the solubility testing of media. So for this, prior to the test, make sure that media is sterilized. Media supports the growth of microorganisms. Two components in media: solubility test, media sterility test, growth promotion test. Now, media suitability test is for media stability. We use negative control may be used to identify a false positive test result, and incubate for 14 days prior to use may be conducted concurrently with test. So 30 to 35 degrees Celsius for fluid thioglycate medium and 20 to 25 degree Celsius for soybean satiation digest medium. Now, acceptance criteria. What is the acceptance criteria for this? So should be sterilized and no growth observed. Now, media suitability test. So, growth promotion test we use for this to test the ability of media to support the growth of microorganisms. The media should be inoculated with less than 100 CFU of challenges organisms, and the challenges or inoculation should be verified by the current variable plant plate count. So the growth promotions challenges, organisms should show clearly visible growth in the test media within 3 days for bacteria and 5 days for fungi. Now, the another, according to the IP, Indian Pharmacopoeia, median test microorganisms and incubations. So, for fluid thioglycate, we have to use Clostridium for test organism. Clostridium sporogenesis, we have to maintain the temperature 30 to 35, and duration we have to take it for 3 days, and type of microorganism, it is a anaerobic microorganism. Then Staphylococcus aureus, so it is used as 30 to 35 and in temperature, and for 3 days it is a aerobic bacteria. And Pseudomonas aerugiosa, so it is also like temperature maintained at 30 to 35, and it is taken for 3 days, and it is also aerobic bacteria. Now, for alternative thioglycate, we use Bacterostide valigastus. It is also temperature. We have to maintain the temperature 30 to 35, and the duration is 3 days, and it is also anaerobic bacteria. Then Clostridium sporogenesis, we have to take 30 to 35 day 35 temperature for 3 days. It is also anaerobic bacteria. Then Bacillus subtilis, it is maintained at 30 to 35 degree, and we have to, the duration is 3 days, and it is a aerobic bacteria. Now for soybean cashew digest media, we have to take Aspergillus bacillus 20 to 25 days, 20 to 25 temperature for 5 days. It is aerobic bacteria. Then Candida albicans, it is maintain the temperature in 20 to 25 degrees Celsius for 5 days. It is also aerobic bacteria. Then we have Bacillus subtilis for 30 to 35 degrees temperature, and for 3 days it is a aerobic bacteria. So this is all about according to IP. what media we use, what test organism we use, and how the temperature we have to set, and what is the duration of time we have to take it, and the type of microorganism. Now, according to the BP and USP, strain of the test microorganism suitable for the use in the growth promotion test and the validation test. So, for aerobic bacteria, Staphylococcus and Bacillus subtilis and Pseudomonas aeruginosa. So, for anaerobic bacterium, Clostridium spongiosus and fungi, Candida abscessus and Asparagus niger. Now, validation test. So, it is carry out a test as described below under test for stability of the product to be examined using exactly the same method except for the following modifications. So, membrane filtration test after transferring the content of the container or container to be tested to the membrane, and then added an inoculum of a small number of variable organism not more than 100 CFU to the final proportion of the slight dilute used to rinse the filter. So this is the validation test for membrane filter. Then direct inoculation test for validation. So, after transferring the content of the container or container to be tested to the culture media, add an inoculum of a small number of variable microorganisms not more than 100 CFU to the medium. Now, in the both cases, use the same microorganisms as those described above under growth promotion test of aerobics and anaerobics and fungi. So perform a growth promotions test as a positive control. Incubate all the containers containing medium for not more than 5 days. So after incubations, if clear growth is observed, then compare with control vessels without product. Then either product possesses no antimicrobial activity or such activity is satisfactorily eliminated. Then test for the sterility can be carried out without further modifications. If clear growth is not observed, then compare the control vessels without product. If product possesses antimicrobial activity that hasn't been satisfactorily eliminated, then modify the container in the order to eliminate antimicrobial activity and repeat the validation test. Now, the validation test is performed when the test for sterility has to be carried out on a new product, and whenever there is a change in the experimental container conditions of the test, the validation may be performed simultaneously with the test or sterility of the product to be examined. Now, if we talk about membrane filtration test, so it is preferred where the substance under examination is an oil, an ointment that can be put into the solution, a non-bacteriostatic solid not rarely soluble in the culture media, a soluble powder or a liquid that possesses inherent bacteriostatic or fungostatic properties. For liquid product where the volume in a container is 100 ml or more. Now, sterilized dilute buffer. So, type of buffer, characteristics and application. So, if the fluid AUSP natural solution of meat or caseins peptine, so then the characteristics is 0.1% peptone sugar of carbon nitrogen, pH is 7.1 or plus minus 0.2. So maintain osmotic equilibrium pH prior to the sterilization, and its application is suitable as a general rinse buffer. Then work well with the most sample, excellent to dissolve or dilute sample, excellent to reconstitute commercial microorganism, excellent transport medium for the microorganism. Then fluid USP, the characteristics we are 1 fluid A plus 1 ml polysorbate. So polysorbate it will neutralize some preservative. Then peptone source of carbon and nitrogen pH 7.1 plus minus 0.2 maintain osmotic equilibrium prior to the sterilization. Then its application is suitable for testing specimens that contain lectin or oil, excellent for rinsing sterilize pathway of devices, work well with the most antibiotic, need for rinse method testing of medical devices. Then the other type is Float K USP natural solution with the emulsifying agent. So the characteristics include beef extract and peptone provide nutrients for the recovery of injured and facetious microorganisms. Polysorbate 80 at a concentration of 10 gram per liter, 1%. Polysorbate 80 will neutralize some preservatives pH 6.9 plus minus 2, 0.2, maintain osmotic equilibrium prior to the sterilization. Now its application included suitable for the testing specimen that contain petroleum sulfate for suitable for the oil and oily solution, excellent for rinsing pathway of medical devices, good for difficult sample to filter to the dissolved sample. Now sterility testing test method. So the procedure for sterility testing is a membrane has a normal pore size not greater than 0.45 μm and the diameter of approximately 50 mm. So the method basically involves filtration of sample through membrane filter. So sample being filtered and rinsed, then membrane filter is cut into half, then membrane into medium, then incubate. Then the filtration is assisted under strict aseptic conditions. After filtration get complicated, remove the membrane from the holder aspectly. Then cut into two halves and place each half in a suitable volume, usually 100 ml of FTM and SCDM respectively, and incubate. So incubation is period at least 14 days incubation, and temperature is 30 to 35 degrees Celsius for FTM and 20 to 25 degrees Celsius for SCD. Now, direct inoculation method. So, it is the more traditional sterility test method. Basically, it involves 3 steps. So, first step is aseptically opening. So each sample container from a recently sterilized batch of the product and using a sterilized syringe and needle to withdraw the required volume of the sample for both media from the container, then injecting one half of the required volume sample into a test tube containing the required volume of FTM and the other half volume of sample into a second test tube. that containing the required volume of SCD and incubating broth. Now, interpretation of the result. So, how can we interpret the result? So, after the incubation and during the incubation period. So, if the growth is not observed, then pass the test of the sterility preparation in sterile. Then, if the growth is again, if the growth is not observed, firstly, what we see, if the growth is not observed, then we have to pass the test of sterility. Then if the growth is observed, then what we have to do, containers are revised and retested is performed as the original test. Then if the growth is if the pass the test of the sterility, so what we have to do, then again if the growth is observed, or so if the growth is not observed, then we have to pass the test. And if the growth is not observed, if the growth is observed, if the growth is not observed, so we have to pass the test. But if the growth is observed, then what we have to do, microorganisms are isolated and identified. So then if they are not readily distinguished from those growing in the container, like revised in the first test. And if they are rarely distinguishes from those growing in the container revised in the first test, then secondary test is performed using twice for the number of the sample, and preparation fails the test. So then if the growth is observed, preparation fail the test. And if the growth is not observed, then so that's mean preparation passes the test. So this is all about interpretation of the sterility testing. So today we have covered sterility testing, its preparation, its media, how we can use it, and its process also according to the BP, British Pharmacopoeia, USP, United States Pharmacopoeia, IP, Indian Pharmacopoeia. Now I have concluded some questions regarding to this lecture. So while going through all this lecture, we are like you are able to answer all these questions very easily. So the first question is, how do you test for sterility? What is checked in the sterility testing? How will you process the simple sample of sterility testing? How do you test for antibiotic testing, sterility testing? Which sterility test method is used for concentrated product? Why sterility test is preferred for 14 days? How long does sterility test take? What is the difference between bioburden and sterility testing? And which is the correct media for sterility testing? And why the positive control used in sterility testing? So these are some common questions related to this particular lecture, sterility testing of the product. So these are very simple question, and we have covered all these question in our lecture. So while going through all the particular lecture, you are easily able to know these answers. Now coming to the references, today's references included Indian Pharmacopoeia 2014 volume 1, page number 59 to 66. Then second reference we have taken from United States Pharmacopoeia 2013 volume 71 to 76. Then the third reference we have taken from British Pharmacopoeia 2009 volume 4 appendix X Weaver. So you can check out these pharmacopoeias for like more knowledge, and to know more about the pharmaceutical products, preparation, sterility testing. So all the things are clearly mentioned in the pharmacopoeias, the procedure, and you have to definitely check out these pharmacopoeias for your further knowledge. So this is all about today's lecture. Thank you for kindly listening to me. Thank you for today's lecture.